What's up, everyone? We've literally got the man himself here. Today we're taking a look at Man-at-Arms from Masters of the Universe Classics. Alright, so here he is, and right off the bat I can say that Man-at-Arms is one of my favorite characters from Motu. I think that rings true for a lot of folks. And this figure is a really good representation of him in a few different ways, and just the first of a handful of figures that Mattel produced in this line for Man-at-Arms. So let's take a look at the figure himself and see what we've got going on here. So you can see right off the bat that there is armor on this guy, and then we've got a lot of color on him and a lot of paint all over the place too. So let's take a look at articulation real quick. We've got head that can go all the way around. The armor will kind of get in the way just a little bit, but you can move it just fine. And we've got a rocker. He can look up and down decently. The arms can go all the way out. The left arm is going to be hindered by the armor just a bit. And then full rotation, bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, and then wrist rotation. The armor on the left arm is going to get in the way at times. It's not too bad. There is an ab crunch, but the armor will get in the way again. And then there's a waist twist. We've got legs that go all the way out, thigh swivel. We've got a single jointed knee. We have got a cut at the boot, so we've got rotation there. And we've got a hinge and a little bit of a rocker, and these are the old style with the peg showing on the legs. Now, as far as the sculpt goes, he's a standard Masters figure. The head has the helmet attached to it, so it's part of it. It's not removable, and there's a lot of sculpted detail all over it, which is all painted pretty well too. I don't have any issues with my paint on the helmet. You can see there's oranges, there's lighter oranges, there's some red on there. And then of course we've got the face sculpt, which is pretty spot on, which is nice classics interpretation of the face. You know, obviously we've got that mustache there, which is all too important as far as I'm concerned. We've got a lot of, you know, kind of gadgetry on this armor piece, which really stands out. There's a lot on the back, holsters for various weapons. You've got more sculpted and painted knives in there as well, kind of a rucksack there. We've got the furry kind of open sides on them, which is all painted pretty well, and then all of this is painted nicely, and there's a wash inside these lines here. Now we've got armor on the left leg and left arm. It is removable. You can pop it off. You can pop all of this off. I'm not going to do that because there's not much to show underneath there, but you can take it off. Now, in terms of just functionality, I think it's pretty good. It does hinder his articulation a bit, like I said, but I think it's implemented well, and it's painted really well too. I mean, this isn't just a solid orange plastic. There is some shading on the forearm here and some shading in the leg down here. And then of course you've got, like, you know, wires and little bits and bobs that are painted as well. So as far as this figure goes, he's, you know, for a standard Motu figure, he has a lot of extras added on. Now, what would Man-at-Arms be without a bunch of accessories? So Duncan has a lot of stuff here, more so than your average character at least. So let's take a few. There's technically 5 accessories, 4 for this character and 1 extra. So the first one I'm going to talk about is this head. So the toy in the vintage line did not have a mustache. He has a mustache on the cartoon. He does not have a mustache in toy form. So they included a second head. It's just a face without the mustache. It just pops on and off like any other Motu Classics head. So I'm not going to be using this on my Man-at-Arms, but it's a nice thing to have for those that want to use it. We have got a kind of standard Eternian sword. It can pop on the back of his armor in this spot here. Stays on just fine. We've got a blaster, which is just silver plastic. It's got a little gold, yellow type color on both sides. It fits in here, and it kind of clips into that centerpiece. We've got his mace, which I think is his, you know, classic kind of main weapon. Holds it just fine. This is just a piece of orange plastic. It's kind of gummy. And then you can put it here. You can put it in a few different ways. I've always put it like this, so he can have all of his weapons holstered on his back, and then he holds them all just fine as well. They all have the same kind of hilt. So you can put it in his hand, and to me that's a very classic look for Man-at-Arms. Now, I said he had 5 accessories. 1 is not for him. The other thing he comes with is this. For any Motu fan, you'll know that this is the power sword from the 2000X show for He-Man. And This has a lot of detail on it, a lot of sculpted detail. There is some paint, not tons. There's like on these rivets, there are black paint on the rivets, there's silver in the middle, and then the cross is red. So very cool. I really like this sword, and it's not going to replace the traditional power sword for it by any means, but it's a cool thing that they added as an extra for this guy. Overall, I really, really like this Man-at-Arms figure. He's kind of the basis for a few other figures we get later on in the line. The Eternian Guards, Snake Man-at-Arms, there's another Man-at-Arms. So there's a lot that they used from this guy to make other figures, and I think he's a great first attempt at making Man-at-Arms. We got the two different heads, 3 different weapons specifically for Duncan here, and then of course that 2000X Power Sword is a very cool addition. I think they executed the armor really well, and overall they got the look down pretty well while also updating things and bringing it into the more modern Motu Classic style. So I don't really know what else they could have given us that they don't give us later on in the line. He's a solid figure. I'm really pleased to have him. He fits alongside He-Man really well, and I couldn't ask for too much more for this guy. So that's going to do it for this one, everyone. As always, stay tuned to Toy Bro for more reviews. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, share, that whole deal. And until next time.